friends are having a great time. It's not face to face, it's all online. We're all in our homes, miles away. Love them like my family, what can I say? My crafting show is on, it's my time for me. Laughter, tips and tricks, this is what I need. We're here to have fun, we're all in the zone. When crafting with friends, you're never alone. Don't call or text me, it's about to begin. I've been patient, time for me to chime in. Comfy clothes on, feeling just fine. I'm busy right now, it's crafting show time. My crafting show is on, it's my time for me. Laughter, tips and tricks, this is what I need. We're here to have fun, we're all in the zone. When crafting with friends, you're never alone. The host came on, they are truly a gem. Let's have a good time. Ooh, time to get our craft on. Ooh, time to have fun. Ooh, time to feel good.
Hey gifted crafters, welcome back for another Saturday CrafterNoon. Hope everyone is having a fantastic day. It's a little bit hot here in sunny South Florida, and we have some pretty hot weather all day long today. And I know there's some really stormy weather going on all over the place, so let me know where you're tuning in from, because I would love to see who we have out here. I see a few people going in on the chat and putting all different kinds of places, and got some conversations going on there. This is awesome. I'm glad that us crafters get together and share some info and some tips. Thank you guys all for tuning in. Now, if you're tuning in for the first time, my name is Nancy with GiftsHQ, and I host these weekly live sessions to just talk about all things crafty. I'm also on the air during the week for our morning show, and we do a little bit more crafting there. So lots of fun. Love to see some of you guys there if you could make it. We basically are on, the show is usually from 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we have a great time in the morning, you know, just grabbing your little coffee and just having a nice time just talking about crafting, and sometimes doing little projects. You know, we kind of change it up every day. So it's a lot of fun, and I hope you guys are able to join. But we have a few people out here right now, so let me go into the chat and just say hello to a couple of folks I see out there. Hey, Krissa, how are you? Thanks for joining. Hey, Donna, welcome back. You've been gone for a little bit there. We're worried about you. All right, I see Faker McFake. I see Kissa's Limitless Creator. Nice. Melissa Hutchkins. 1 Minute Tips. Robin's Quilt Basket. Hey, Yvonne, how are you? nice to see you guys all here and back again. Hey, there's Boricua Sewing and Crafts. That's my sister. And thank you guys for tuning in. So, you know, today, we've got a couple things lined up. It wasn't exactly what I planned, but you know, we're going to kind of go through what we have here. So, if you know me and you've been following me for a while, you know that I'm a holiday girl and I love my holidays. So I like to kind of announce holidays that may or may not be on your calendar. But today's a big one. It's a big one. So today is National Armed Forces Day. So happy Armed Forces Day, guys. This is honoring all who serve. Your strength, courage, and sacrifice keep us free. Thank you and always. So it's thank you guys, you know, for today and always. It's an amazing inspiration that you guys are when you're in the armed forces. You know, it's just tremendous respect that we have for you guys, and it's really amazing. Then we have a couple of other fun days here. It is also National Walnut Day. And it is also National Learn to Swim Day. And that's a big one, especially in South Florida. So if you have little ones, please teach them how to swim. It is so, so important. Kids just kind of gravitate to the water, and it just takes a second for you to turn around and they are in the pool. Or in, you know, whatever area you're in. If you're in the beach, you know, it's very easy to lose track of your kids there. There's so much distractions and things going on. So it's super important to really teach your kids to learn how to swim. So I'm a big, big advocate of that. My two kids learned how to swim at a very young age. Then they started swimming competitively. My son is autistic and they gravitate towards water like crazy. But he learned how to swim and I felt so much better. Big relief when you're down here in South Florida, when your kids know how to swim. So, alrighty. So let's move on because I have a few other announcements to let you guys know about. First off, we've kind of already mentioned, we've got the Gifted Crafter Morning Show Monday through Friday from 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're able to join, please go ahead and join because we have a fantastic time and I'd love to see you guys there. Next off, during our Gifted Crafter morning shows, I usually will let you guys know about some crafting news. And one of the items that I let them know, and I'm going to let you guys know too, is that there is a new documentary out on Netflix. It's called The Quilters, okay? And, you know, it's a pretty short documentary. It's only about 30 minutes long. But it was interesting because it's about quilters and, I won't give it away or anything, but, you know, it's has to do with quilting. And it's basically about, some people that are in prison, but they learn to quilt, and it's actually quite interesting. I'm gonna leave all my comments and hold all of that, and I'll let you guys watch it, and then we'll talk about what you think about that. I thought it was pretty neat that they were doing a film on that, and I found it quite interesting. The other thing is that we are so close to getting to 10,000 subscribers, guys. I was so excited to see that. And, you know, I think we're going to make our goal. My goal for this year was to hit 10,000 subscribers. And here we are in the middle of May and we're almost there. So I was really excited about that. I have some plans for when we hit 10,000 subscribers. So more to come on that. I'm still kind of just thinking about what we can do. But I think it's going to be a fun one. And I hope you guys can join. Alrighty. So now we're going to kind of jump into our Gifted Crafter Showcase because there's been a lot of activity going on our Facebook page. And I want to give those an opportunity who are not don't have a Facebook account or do not have the ability to be able to join Facebook, I don't want them to miss out on some of the stuff that's been kind of shared there. So I'd like to kind of bring on some of the things that we have on there and just kind of show you guys what is out there. So first off, we've got Marlene. Marlene was able to make 2 projects. She's got an embroidered shirt, and I think she did a wonderful job. And then I just love the fabric on the second one. I mean, super, super cute. I mean, great job. Great job. And let me see. I'm not sure if I saw her in the chat. I may have missed her, or maybe she's catching the replay. But she did a fantastic job. I mean, look at the embroidery on there. It's really amazing. Even though it's the same color, it really stands out. And I think she did a fantastic job on that. So kudos to you. Okay, next off, we have Evelyn, and Evelyn did some fringe embroidery. There's a little peacock, and I think that was really cute. And then she's got a little banner there with some bows on it. I think that looks really adorable. I think you did a fantastic job there. And, you know, it's really, really nice, Evelyn, the way you combine the colors with the bows and the border around that. And then for the peacock, I mean, the colors are just amazing. And I like how, you know, fringe embroidery, we talked about it for a bit, and I think she did a fantastic job. She also did a couple other things that she posted. So here you've got the famous side bows that everyone was putting on shirts and things. So now they're doing all kinds of different things. So she's got these bows. They're very similar to them. But she was able to actually put other things on them. And I think she did an amazing job, especially the way she kind of displays it. You know, she's got this side bows like on a school bag tag. And I think she did a fantastic job. So you can really see out the cutout of the bow. And then she has it on the bag tag. And she added some colors and little things onto the bows. So nice job, Evelyn. You did a fantastic job there. And next we have Robin, and Robin has a quilt that is amazing. Of course, some of it is my favorite colors, red, right? I love red, I love blue, but I love the way the quilt came out. And you know, hats off to you, Robin, because that looks like a pretty difficult quilt because you've got like a lot of curves on there. And that is not something that many people can master. So it's really difficult to get some of those curves in and yet keep the base shape squared like that. So that is a fantastic job. I think you did really great. And then she showed the back as well. And I think you did a really, really great job on that. So kudos to you as well. And then we've got one more. We've got Wanda, and Wanda did an amazing job using she took a plain old jacket and then she just got fabric on it and she did some embroidery on it, and she totally upcycled the jacket to look completely different. She really did a fantastic job. I love the back, how it came out really nice too. And you know, it's just amazing how you can just transform something that was just a plain blue jean jacket, and then she just added the flair to it and made it completely something different. I think that was really amazing. Fantastic job. Okay. Alrighty, so remember guys, if you are not a member of our Facebook group, please go ahead and consider becoming a member so you can see all of the different projects. And if you have any issues, any questions or anything like that, you can post things on there and someone will help you out. But we have a great group here that does fantastic projects, and we do all kinds of different crafts. So you just never know what you're going to find. I mean, we change it up all the time. So I hope you guys really enjoy it. Okay, so that was our Gifted Crafter Showcase. Now let's kind of get into the project, because I had something planned for us today, and it was coming out of the Quilt Builder card deck. And this was the card deck that was in the Christmas box for 2024. This was one of the items that came in the Christmas box, which, by the way, the pre-order, last date of due pre-orders was, I think, last week. So if you haven't gotten your pre-order in, you may have another opportunity to get the Christmas box, but it won't be at the pre-order price. I think they're going to raise the price on that. So this is one of the items that came last year. And of course, if you have not seen this, these are the Quilt Builder card decks. This is one that's specific to Missouri Star. They do have other ones available. I'm a pretty big fan of these because you can make so many different things. Lots and lots of ideas, lots and lots of different blocks. Let me just show you the actual box itself because it has quite a number of blocks on there that you can do. And this particular one is a special edition, and it includes a couple of Christmas ones there too. It's pretty neat, pretty clear instructions, but I can tell you some of these blocks are pretty hard. They're not really something that you can whip up. I mean, you have to really take your time and learn it. And so I kind of was trying to do a block, and I was trying to rush it. And so it didn't come out as I planned, but I'm going to share it with you guys anyway. Because how many times did you guys make a block and it not come out right? So this is the block I ended up with. Not one of my favorites or best work. I wasn't too happy with the way it came out. It is a little wonky. Not exactly how I planned for it to come out, but you know, I was struggling. I was really struggling with this one. And I don't know if it was because I was really tired and it was late and I was trying to do this. I know one thing is I realized I didn't starch my fabric. I was just using a batik fabric and I was just using a premium cotton with it. And it was really difficult because, I don't know, for some reason, the batik fabric was giving me all kinds of issues. And so I went ahead and I stitched it up, didn't like how it came out, then took it apart. And then I said, well, let me just go ahead and put some starch on it. So I got actually some Best Press, threw some of that in there, and I realized the Best Press just really wasn't holding it enough for me. It was still causing issues. And so I ripped it apart again, and then I went back again, and this time I hit it with some Material Magic. And if you guys ever worked with Material Magic, it's like you're sewing with paper. And let me see if I have it still here. Let me see. Yep, I do. So this is Material Magic. I got this at an expo, Sewing and Quilting Expo in Lakeland, Florida. But bought it, excuse me, and it's lasted a while. But yeah, it doesn't look too bad. Oh, thanks, Crafting with Robin. I mean, for me, it didn't come out as perfect as I wanted. It has a little bit of a wonkiness, a little bit of a stretch to it. It needs work. So I'll have to practice this block a couple of times. Now, some of the things that was happening that was a little bit frustrating is I laid out the block the way it needed to be, because all of these are just half square triangles. That's all this is. It's half square triangles, which was probably the most frustrating part for me. So I knew that, you know, the cut was right because I triple checked my cuts. I knew that the sewing was right. I was using a 1/4 inch foot with a guide, and I knew that looked right. But then I think when I pressed it, it got distorted. And because I didn't have any of the Material Magic or any of the other starches on it, what happened was, and I kind of caught this later, I realized, oh my gosh, I'm starching it and I'm ironing it and it's distorting it because you're cutting on the bias, which makes it really difficult. So when you cut on the bias, I mean, it's like exposing all of the fibers. Like, you think of it like little fibers are kind of like, wow, we're out and we're free and we can stretch and we can do all kinds of things and move around. And so because it has all these little fibers all over the place, it was not allowing me to really nail it the way I wanted to. So I went back again, starched it again, ironed it, and then I went back and re-measured everything again. And I noticed when I did that the fabric did stretch. And so in some places I had to then trim yet again. And so when I did that, then I was able to kind of come up with this. So, I mean, it was a process, guys. It was a process. I must have ripped this thing apart at least 10, 15 times. That's how frustrated I was. I mean, it was just like, oh my gosh, I couldn't believe that, you know, I had skipped that step of starching it right from the beginning. Because if I would have done that from the beginning, I probably wouldn't have had so many problems. But it was crazy. It was crazy, and it was just like, okay, this just is not coming out. And then even at the end of the day, because I had trimmed a little bit here and there, it still is not. Now this is it's a 10-inch block, but it's just it's okay. It's okay. It's not perfect. There's a lot of little wonkiness and little points here and there that I wasn't able to nail because of the way I put things together. So, you know, I mean, things happen. Sometimes these blocks are just not for you. So, let me just show you the name of the one that I did here, because there are several, right? The name of the block is called the Nordic Sweater Mosaic, and this is it right here. You guys see that? Donna, you made starch using scraps with water-soluble stabilizer, distilled water, vodka. I've heard of that recipe. Yes. Yes. Very good. But yeah, so what drove me to this block is I was just looking for something that, you know, was going to be kind of quick. And on the back, you can see this is what it's supposed to look like, right? I mean, I guess I came close, right? But what's great about this block, it only requires two fabric, a dark fabric and a light fabric. So you have to decide which one's going to be the dark, which one's going to be the light. In this case, you know, I did it with the petite fabric being the light fabric, and then I got the dark fabric here as the premium cotton fabric. And you need 8 of each one. Oh no, Heather, you're still without power? Oh, your neighbors are here getting the tree off the garage. Oh my gosh, Heather. Oh, Heather, stay safe, because I hear it's just going to be another long weekend of storms all over again for you guys. Please stay safe. Hope you get the power back soon. But hopefully we're here to entertain you for right now, right? Okay. So yeah, so this block only takes 2 fabrics, and it's 8 squares of the light fabric and 8 squares of the dark fabric, and you got to do make them into half square triangles, so you need 16 of each fabric, right? And then from there you go ahead and you put the design, and it's kind of nice because it gives you the dimensions for any size block that you want. So you can make a 6-inch, an 8-inch, a 10-inch, a 12-inch block, whatever the size block you want your finished block to look like. It'll give you the cutting requirements and how many squares of each thing that you need. And then it gives you kind of the little layout of where each piece needs to be put down. So as I made my half square triangles, I kind of laid them out. And for some reason, and I think it was just because I was tired, I would pick it up and I knew, okay, these are the two I have to sew. And I'd go to my sewing machine, and somewhere between me going to the sewing machine and back, I twisted it and I would sew the wrong side, and then I would come back and it was upside down. And so I'd have to rip it out again. So I'm telling you, when a block is just not for you, it was not the night for me to sew. So my intention was to do this live with you guys and show you guys how to do this block, but it just gave me so many problems that I didn't get a chance to kind of prep to do another one. And after all of that, it was just like disaster. There's just no way I can get this done. I mean, look at, I don't know if you can tell from the back. I mean, it's a hot mess. It's a hot mess. We've got this corner over here. I have so much bulk in this one corner for whatever reason. I mean, it was a mess. It was a mess, yeah. I was not a happy camper. The little swear jar was getting all kinds of quarters in there. I mean, it was just not my night. And I'm sure that you guys have some days like that too. Put a pin in the side that you want to sew before going to the machine. Oh, that's a good tip, Robin. Yeah, that's a good tip. And for the most part, you know, I have these going up, I have these going down. These are down, up, down, up. But I don't know what happened in this one corner here. There was a big bulk or something, and the machine was just wanting to eat up my fabric right there, and it was just chaos in this one spot. So it does not look good here at all. But on the flip side, I mean, yeah, it's off. It was just giving me a hard time. So overall, I like the way the fabrics play together. I do like the colors. I think that would be nice. So I may try to give it another try. And we'll see how it goes. But, you know, this was, you know, a couple of hours of frustration and just me having to kind of undo everything, redo everything, because I was just not following the right steps. So it happens, right? It happens. So we'll give it another try. We're not going to give up. You know, we're going to see what we can do. Don't know if it's going to be a today thing, because I do have other projects that I need to get to. I have a pile of unfinished projects that is just getting way too high, and I need to really just use that and just kind of be done with it, right? It needs to get done. I need to finish it up, and it needs to be out of the way. So we'll try this probably in another session, or I'll pick a different block or something that we can do together. But yeah, this was what I ended up with for now. And, you know, I like to just keep them as little reminders of what not to do. So just thank you guys for continuing to follow me on my journey here. And, you know, as I continue to learn and grow, and, you know, you guys provide great tips for me as well. I hope you guys are growing and learning with me as well. So really, really nice. Oh no, you were in an EF1 tornado in mid-Michigan. Oh my gosh, Heather. That's crazy. Gosh, stay safe. Okay, so that was one project that I wanted to share with you. The other one has to do with the farm animal quilt. So I wanted to kind of share just a little bit of progress. What I'm hoping to do, if everything plays out well, is to get a little craft room time here. and finish this quilt. I really want to be done with this already. It's just been way too long. But I have gone ahead and I've got a couple of things. We've got the barn sitting here. We've got the sun. We've got the windmill. And I was able to stitch out the donkey. And then now I'm just going to add a little bush here behind them and just go ahead and I'm going to finish up with the rest of the animals and get this border on and get this quilt binded and done, because it's just been way too long. But I think it's coming out quite nicely. I positioned things around and then I kind of changed it. You know, you can kind of sit here and play around with this over and over again, and you know, you just won't know what you'll end up to with, because I'll just keep changing my mind every time I look at it and I say, no, I think I want it over here now or over there. So yeah. Yeah, the donkey's super cute too. I think he came out really adorable. And then we've got the barn. I really like the colors that I picked for that. And then I'm going to go ahead and continue with the rest of the animals that I have on the template. We've got like the chicken, a pig, there's a little pond, an apple tree. We've got a little kitty cat. We've got a cow, which that one I'm super excited about. And that one's going to be really cute. And then I'm just going to kind of finish this off because I really want to focus on this and get it done today. So hopefully we'll be done because, you know, I've got another friend who's expecting her second grandchild. So I would really love to kind of give this to her. I think she would really, really love it. So we'll see how this comes out, right? So this is another, you know, project in the works, and we'll see if I can get this to be finished. Donna says, I think that you can purchase stickers with directional arrows to keep you on track when assembling quilt blocks. Yeah, you could print your own on sticky back labels or plain paper to pin on the fabric. Are you talking about the alphabeties? I think you're talking about the alphabeties, and you can make those also. And I haven't purchased them, and I haven't tried to make them just yet, but I think I'm gonna need those because yeah, this, I don't know why I just kept getting confused on this block. I kept turning the half square the wrong way, and then my fan was the only thing that I could really get right. It was this middle part because I knew it was the fan, and so I was happy with that because I at least hit all those points, so I was good there. It was just this whole outer thing just blew my mind, and I kept kind of messing it up. But the intention is to have all of the lights line up to make that border, you know, but for some reason I just kept flipping things around and just sewing it the wrong way. So I don't know, maybe I was just having a bad night. So we'll have to see. I may just try it again. Okay. So some of the other things that I wanted to share with you, some of the projects that we do during the week, I didn't get to share it with you because I know some people work and they can't attend the morning show, and maybe you haven't caught up on the replay. So I just wanted to give you a quick little review of what we've done during the week. So oh, Jenny says, hi, Miss Nancy and Gifted Crafters. Happy Saturday CrafterNoon. I'm late. I'm actually just leaving Joanne's. Which doesn't usually come to this location, but this is my only last time. Oh, yes. Well, our locations have already closed, and I was there on one of the very last days. Yeah, did you get any good deals, Jenny? I know I did. On the last day, they didn't have too much, but I took whatever fabric was there. If it was premium cotton, I was getting it. And yeah, I walked away with quite a stash. But I'm pretty happy about that because now I'm good on fabric. I don't have to, you know, do any fabric for a while. And I did have a couple of quilt kits that came in with the fabric. So, you know, I'm not going to be touching any more fabrics for quite some time. Yeah, but it's going to be tough. Yeah. Yeah, my husband heard that, right? I will not be buying fabric at least for another month, I would say. Stop laughing. If it's pretty, I'll get it. But if it's not pretty, it stays, right, guys? I mean, okay, I'm going to try not to buy fabric because I want to kind of rearrange a couple of things, you know, so leave me alone. Okay, so yeah, see, they're saying hi. He is in the back there, you know, just kind of flipping the camera and doing my little camera work for me. You know, we got to keep him busy, right? If not, they'd be, you know, in the living room just doing whatever, right? We got to keep him busy and he's got to do his job. That's all we know about that. All right. So, you made the felt alphabet / numbers and did them double-sided. Oh, Krissa, yeah. And I think you guys are talking about the alphabeties. And yeah, you can make them out of felt, or some people will make them and then put little pieces of felt behind it. Like if you buy them, they're plastic, and then you can buy pieces. You can cut up pieces of felt and hot glue them to the back of the plastic pieces so that they stick and they don't kind of fall off and fling all over the place. So yeah, nice. Okay. So these are some of the projects that we did. I did a couple little hot pads, and we were playing around with the stitch and the ditch foot and an edge foot that I got from the Madame Sew kit. And we were able to kind of do these. These were a lot of fun. And then we did some binding without doing binding. So that was fun too. And basically it was taking this back fabric and then folding it over to the front and just kind of use that as your binding. So that was a lot of fun. And we used this really pretty bee-like fabric to be able to kind of put, you know, hot plates on the table. I do have some Inso Bright inside here, and it makes it really sturdy and it has the ability to either hold the hot or the cold. So it's the one that I use, it's Inso Bright plus a layer of batting. So you really have to check out the labels for the brand that you buy to see what's really required to make sure that, you know, you don't burn yourselves on those. So we were able to do these, and these were a lot of fun. I also got a couple other things. I've got these things that we made. So if you go to the Dollar Tree, you can get some placemats. And so we were able to take the placemats and make something out of it. So the first thing we did was these little pouches. The first one here, let me do one at a time. This one looks like a little purse. So it's got that little diagonal shape in, right? And then we kind of just put a little button here. This is more for decorative purposes, but you can put a little piece of elastic to go around the button to keep it nice and secure. And because it was a tablecloth, a table mat, it's nice and lined in here. So that's pretty cool. Lining already done for you. And so it's a nice deep little pocket here, and you can fit all kinds of things like scissors and those big bulky items that'll fit in here nicely. And then we kind of talked about the decorative stitch that we used going across and bulk and different things that you can do here on the side. So we kind of just played around with this. Wasn't too crazy about how this side came out. We were just kind of playing to see what we could do, and we actually ended up with something pretty cute. So pretty neat that we did that. And then we did a second one where it was just a little bit shorter here on the top. I did another cute little button that I added to it. And this is also lined as well. And we did it a little bit cleaner here on the sides this time. So a little better on the second time around. And of course it's lined as well. but cute little projects that you can make with some fabric that you can get at the Dollar Tree. These are fabric placemats, you know, so pretty neat. And they're double-sided, so you could have used this side as well as your outer fabric. So pretty cool. And those were really fun things to make, you know, figure out what can you make with a placemat from the Dollar Tree. So, you know, fabrics don't necessarily just have to come out of the bolt. Sometimes these are already put together as fabric placemats, and you can use that as well. So super idea, right? Let's see. Miss Nancy's hubby was cracking me up. She wasn't buying any fabric. He can't hold me back. He won't hold me back. He'll just sit in the car and say, oh, whatever. It's all good. All right. So that's basically the projects that we were able to complete during the week. So, you know, it was a lot of fun on that. And then I've just been kind of trying to clean up a little bit. And I do have one item that came in. It's not fabric, but this did come in. And I know that we kind of been neglecting our little knitting and crocheting community lately. So this was something that came in and I'm kind of excited about. What's that blue thing? Oh, by my cup. By my cup. The threads. These are my little magnetic clips. Not sure if that's what you mean. I've got the clips. I've got, my little, suction cup holding my little, the blue thingy, not this thingy. This blue thingy? Well, this is my mat cleaner. Yeah, it's a star. Okay, so this is, so you see, before we went live, you can see I was doing some cleaning, and I was kind of cleaning the mat here, and I used this little mat cleaner, and actually look at the stuff it took off the mat. Can you guys see that? It was quite dirty. It actually does pick up. I was a little reluctant about these, but they do actually pick up a lot of the little pieces of fabric that are in their self-healing mats. And so you kind of just rub against it here, and I was able to pick up quite a number of little things. So like, I guess like as you know, using your rotary cutter, the little fibers kind of go inside the mat. And so what ends up happening is it will distort your cuts after a while. So it's good to kind of go through here and just kind of rub your mat to pick up any of those little tiny fibers that you may not be able to see. And then I kind of ran it through, and I picked up a lot of stuff. Look at all that. You can see all the fibers that were hidden in that mat. So it's really a great thing to do. So definitely. You were wondering what that was. Yeah, that's, I try to do that every once in a while to clean the mat. They're really good to get those little fibers, because you do run your blade through there, and yes, it's self-healing. Sometimes you've got little tiny microscopic little pieces of thread that will embed themselves in there. And so when you go to do your cut the next time, it could distort your cut. So, you know, I was trying to do everything because my cuts were not coming out right yesterday. So, so I was looking like I need to clean this off and do a whole bunch of stuff to make sure I get it right. Okay. You use the magnetic bowls by Missouri Star. It is so much easier than using a pin cushion. Yeah. Harbor Freight has cheap magnetic bowls. Yeah, and this actually was gifted to me by another gifted crafter, and it is magnetic. And so you guys know I have the galvanized steel underneath this mat, and I don't know if I could, no, it's kind of taped down, but I have it underneath the mat, and so, you know, I'm able to use magnets to hold down my fabric. And so, of course, this magnetic one kind of stays in place too, which I kind of like. So, yeah, it's, I mean, the tools. You gotta love the tools. You just gotta love the tools. The cuts will not heal if you leave the fibers in. Exactly, Krista. Your mat will last much longer if you keep it clean. Yes, you are so correct. And it had been a while since I had cleaned it. And I was so frustrated when I was doing this block here, you know, that I thought, you know, I was trying to think of all kinds of things. What could it be? Is it just because I'm just tired? What am I doing? I mean, I was sewing things upside down. That's one thing. But yeah, you can soak the mats in cold water to help get the threads out of the grooves the blade creates. Ah, I didn't think about that. Soak it in cold water. I could do that. Yeah, I could do that. I'm going to actually try that, Krista. Thank you. Yeah, because I was pretty amazed at the amount of little threads that it did pick up. And I don't know if you guys could really see it. Maybe the camera doesn't do it too much justice, but you know, I sat here and I rubbed up and down these little lines, and I did pick up quite a lot. So I was actually impressed that this really does work. And maybe that was part of my issue, because I don't know. I had such a hard time. It was just crazy. It was crazy. But thank you for all of the tips, Krista. That was really wonderful. Thank you all, guys. So, so back to my knitting, people. I did get the I-cord knitting machine. This is an electronic I-cord machine. And this is something that I wanted to kind of play around with, because I wanted to make these I-cords not just for my knitting projects, but I also wanted to sew with it and do other types of crafts. So I still have not opened it up. It is still here. This is what it looks like, though. You can see it out of the box. Just picked it up from Amazon. And I saw some of the reviews on this, and it seems like this is a pretty good brand, and it works pretty well on worsted weight yarn. So medium weight number 4 yarn, which is pretty popular ones that you'll find in the stores, works really, really well with this machine. Doesn't do too great with the lighter yarns, but it seems to work well with the medium one, which is really the bulk of the yarn that I have. So I went ahead and got that, and everyone had pretty good reviews on it. So I'll do a little unboxing and put it together and demo it for you guys just when I have a moment. But right now I want to focus on my unfinished projects, and I know it's a little early for knitting season to come in, but I do have a couple of projects that I want to kind of get with you guys on the Addy as well as the Centro machine. And then we've got that crochet project that I'm working on with my mom that is pretty much done. I just have to now sew that border onto it. So if you guys got a chance to see that, I did show that, gosh, I think it was sometime this week. But it's a pretty large crocheted bedspread, but it's something that it came out really beautiful. Means just the world to me. I really love it, and I'm excited to finish it up and see it on my bed. So alrighty, let's see. Donna, you have several large things like the dehydrator trays that are hard to clean. I need a large sink, not a double. Cleaning and soaking mats would be hard to find a container for. Yeah, I guess that would. I mean, if you could find, I'm trying to think, something just really large and flat. It doesn't need to have too much of a big lip to hold the water in, because this is pretty flat. Or maybe you can kind of just do one half of it and then flip it over and do the other half of it. That's the other way you can do it. Oh yeah, there you go. You can buy a cheap kiddie pool. That's what you do with large items. Okay, that came from 1 Minute Tips. So yeah, that's something you can try. The bathtub, yeah, that may work as well. But yeah, it's just, it's really hard because they are pretty large mats. Mine's is a 24 by 36, and there's people who have those even bigger ones. But yeah, they're kind of hard. But I did buy a second mat, and I do have it stored. I haven't put it out yet because I was like, I'll wait until this one is really, really bad to bring it out. I'm hoping to just wait until I move my craft room to the new craft room, right? Because that one's a little bit bigger, so I'm hoping I can use that mat then. So I'm trying not to use it. I just have it stored, and it was kind of one of the last ones that I could grab from Joann's. It's exactly the same one. It's just newer. So I'm excited to use that, and I'm excited to get into my craft room once that happens. We are slowly moving things out of there. Like I said, it was a garage slash office slash everything room. So you can only imagine the amount of things that are in there. And we're slowly kind of just taking things out and just becoming, minimizing all of that stuff. Like there's a ton of things there that we're trying to just get rid of, go through, and then I'll be able to kind of repaint the room. Got some popcorn ceiling to take out, and quite a number of little fixes that I'll need to do before I can actually move in. I know Donna was had some activity. She was doing her craft room, and I think she's towards that tail end that she's starting to organize herself into her craft room. So excited for that, Donna. I'm really excited for you. That's always so much fun. And, you know, it's great. It's great when you have your space and you have everything organized, and it really kind of opens you up to now you want to craft because you feel good about your space. So I'm getting to the point where I still love my space, but it's getting a little crammed in here, and it's getting a little hard for me to be able to get to things. I have a fabric wall here. I've got my yarn and crochet down here in the little cubbies, and it's just getting too much. So I need to be able to spread it out a little more so that I can get to my machines, because I've got a serger there and I barely even touch it because it's just hard to get to with all the stuff around for me to be able to position myself and really use it. So it's time. It's time to now kind of branch out and move on to bigger things. So gotta keep the hubby busy, right? Why not? Alrighty. So guys, I think that is all I have for you today. Little bit limited on what I could do because of all the issues that I had, but I wanted to kind of still come on and share some tips with you guys. Donna says, 1 minute tips. I thought about buying a small inflatable kiddie pool for cleaning projects. Just deflate to store. Great. Okay. Most have an electric air pump for their air mattresses. Oh gosh. Yeah, there's tons of tips, and thank you guys for sharing tips with me and with each other. It really helps us out and become better crafters. I'm just loving that we can grow together, and as I continue to get better and better, because I am not going to stop, I'm going to keep trying over and over again, and I will listen to all of your comments and tips as well, and hope that I can get better, and I hope you're growing as well. And I really hope you enjoy this channel, because I'm really excited that we've grown and we're going to continue to grow, and hopefully I can inspire you and continue to bring more content and more information for you guys. Okay. Your sewing room has so much character with lumber walls. Awesome. Okay. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. I know we're coming on the end of the hour, and I know it's Saturday and we want to kind of get out there or get into your craft rooms and get some projects done, because I know I have a full plate here on my hands. So thank you guys all for tuning in, and don't forget to tune in on Monday morning if you can, and just, you know, watch out for us, because we've got all kinds of new things coming out for the morning show. So again, thank you again for tuning in, and I hope to be crafting with you soon. Bye, everyone.
Nancy with GiftsHQ makes crafting videos, creating with passion and a love for what she sews.
Crochet, quilting, and sewing, crafting is what she knows. Making smiles one craft at a time. Your talent will grow with every stitch and every thread she weaves her art. Her hands create something special straight from the heart. And as the colors come alive, the joy spreads near and far. Nancy and her gifted crafters.